Super Bowl Sunday. Go Chiefs. I'm not doing their cheer because it's racist.
Skull!
Skull.
Skull!
Skull.
It's still
Skull Chiefs.
Skull, even though we should be on the field today, but we had a technical.
And KOC won coach of the year. Didn't deserve a lick of it.
Not a
Anyway,
lick. Not a lick. We know what that's about, but y'all got to tune into Deconstruction Junction on Fridays for us to pick that apart because it is a thing indeed. And it's okay today, everybody, as you join me, Dr. Flo, online coach and mentor, and clarity coach and theatrical arts consultant to the world and to the stars and those who have a spark inside themselves to use their time, talent, and treasure for good in the world as we encourage, equip, and empower them in Love and Action Network. I do it every day. I'm in the group chats. I'm in the emails. I'm in the newsletters. I'm in the reels. I am in person and in color every day for Love and Love and Action Network. Always joined daily, either on camera or not, by our managing operating partner, Tara Priolo Studio. Who are you today?
I am your resident Black biracial multi-passionate passionate musician.
Passionate. Be very clear that don't let your passion burn so hot that it burns the bridges.
Right. Don't be burning down those bridges now, don't you know? Okay. I'm also sometimes a Minnesota. I live here up in the Northland, where Canada, they might just cut off our power in this wonderful state of Minnesota. Okay, so just we're just hanging on to our butts up here. That's what's happening. I talk about the issue that nobody wants to talk about, including the Minnesota weather and how Canada is preparing for war with the United States. Also for Deconstruction Junction. Yep. I do that on other days of the week.
Thrilled always to kick off Sundays in Love and Action Network with Tara. We are preparing for Super Bowl. I've got a whole bucket of chicken in the oven that smells amazing. My house smells like a KFC. I cannot wait to pour out some libations later.
You put the probe in the chicken that's in the oven currently?
I turned off the oven because they are too temp and they're juicy and they're moist. And all I'm going to have to do for my little party plate for Super Bowl is just crisp it on the outside in the air fryer. And it's going to be amazing.
Are you going to make the salmon too? We got to go over our Super Bowl menus. Are you going to make the salmon too, or are you just having chicken?
I'm going to have the chicken and the salmon for Super Bowl.
Okay.
I mean, I should only eat like the millionaires I'm watching.
There you go. And we know they have a whole turkey spread celebrating Thanksgiving. So
it was like on the field, the whole turkey, like the bird on the
whole
field.
Turkey, multiple whole turkeys. We're having seafood boil with crawfish. It's the Aldi one, y'all. So I bought crawfish from Hy-Vee. Lots of crawfish. I bought 2 pounds of crawfish, not just 1 pound, because your girl is having it. Okay. Then the seafood boil from Aldi, which has shrimpies and sausage and potatoes and corn, but I bought extra corn because it's got like two little things that, it doesn't.
They always put those 2 lonely corns, like Noah's Ark corn,
I
in
want
the bag.
more corn.
More sweetness corn to balance the savory and spice. Yeah.
And it also has mussels in it, which my husband will eat because I do not like the textures of mussels, y'all. Y'all can have those. I don't. No, thank you.
I love mussels. I love all kinds of shellfish. And I was going to ask you about crawfish. You don't find that to be a lot of work for a little tip of meat?
Oh, but it is so good. I actually don't find it to be that much work. You just push it in, turn it, and pull it out, and then
you like people really like that part.
Yeah. Now, I'm not one of those people that like, the yellow stuff that's in the head that lots of people like that stuff. I think that stuff, I'll leave that.
It's a Poppy Water cameo because I'm working in Studio A now. I was telling some of you on the TikTok live earlier today that I've been lightly evicted for being a slob from Studio B. Some of you
You
saw
can't
me
get
eat
crumbs
over
in
there.
that carpet.
Yeah. I'm gonna lift it up today and take the carpet outside, and we're gonna start over. But I'm no longer everybody allowed to eat in Studio B. If you see me eating in there, please uh, don't phone the principal.
Please tell. Please, please tell.
I'll
Okay?
text you, Poppy.
So I get the mini vacuum. Mm-mm.
He looks so good in that purple shirt that Angie got us
Ooh,
for my
Angie.
birthday, and then the pink on top with the blue little boy blue bottoms. It's just amazing. All right, y'all. We got some lessons from the cards today as we head towards closing this out, so that we can go and party and watch the game, and also do a bit of adulting and entrepreneurship during the game. The first message that the cards want you to know today is that you are enough. I am enough. I'm beautiful just as I am. I'm loved just as I am. I'm worthy just by being me. I don't need to fit in. I just need to be myself, and the right people will come into my life. Those who see and appreciate me for all that I am. And I put a post on Facebook yesterday about this. Like, I'm thankful to Tara and Poppy and the people in my life who love me as I am. That's not to say that I don't have growth points to access and a higher learning of myself and the world. I don't believe any of us are fully cooked yet. But I am grateful for the people who do validate me and do their best every day to say, yo, I see you and I'm here for you and you are enough. The second card is that all is okay. All that I feel is okay. I hold myself in love through the unsureness, the worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelm. Bless you, Poppy Water.
Bless you,
I'm
Suzanne.
I'm thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do. These emotions are the very contrast that leads to my higher expansion. So when this card is talking about contrast, y'all, it's talking about, like, if you are feeling anger today about something, that is your heart calling you to a place where you may want to have the contrasting emotion. You may want to be in a freedom from anger or a joy place. If you're in a uh, anxious place or a worried place, you may want to feel, oh, anxious and worried is not who I want to be. What's the contrast in emotion? Freedom from worry, freedom from anxiety, a trust, a confidence in the present moment and what's to come. And so we were grateful for emotions as guideposts. Bless you again. Are you in the pepper?
See, are you okay, Suzanne?
Is the chicken pepper?
I don't know. That's the weirdest thing.
Significant sneezing.
It's so funny. I don't know. I thought you got into the six pepper blend or something. Oh my goodness. Okay, last card, y'all. It's not personal. People's reactions or opinions of me are not about me at all. People tend to project their own insecurities or fears onto one another. This happened all last week. There was so much fear and paranoia and insecurity in the space about a future and community together. No one got a U-Haul and moved. So anyway, when someone speaks unkindly to me, I'll remember they have something going on that has nothing to do with me. None of this shit's personal. We're all passing through life. We're living the dash between our first birth date and our end date. And may it be joyful. May it be fruitful. May it be loving. May it be full, safe, and enough. And may it be silly faces coming from the co-host.
My child is trying to mute and unmute and turn off the camera. Yes, hello. And take my light away. Uh Listen, y'all, we have joy. You know why we have joy? It's National Pizza Day. Happy National Pizza Day to all of us who celebrate. It's also Super Bowl Sunday. That's where we started. Y'all know that. And
What are your go-to pizza toppings? I'm a pepperoni mushroom kind of gal.
listen, I used to be very traditional and I love I mean, I love a pepperoni sausage mushroom pizza, like all the way.
Italian sausage or crumble sausage?
I'll go both. I like both. I like the crumble sausage more, but I don't really care. Whatever you got, put it on there. Put it on there.
No
Um,
bell peppers, no onions, no supreme in your life.
I will eat supreme if it's on the table, but y'all got to take those olives off. I don't do the olives. That's another. It's a texture thing, y'all. I don't know
You don't
why
like
they're
olives in your life.
no. They're smooth on the outside and mushy on the inside, and I do not understand.
They don't have to be mushy on the inside. So
I
you
don't
don't
like
so you don't take olives in your martinis.
no, but also because I'm usually not having like a dirty martini. I'm having an espresso martini because I like the downer and the upper at the same time. You
Come
know what I'm saying?
on. That's the
You know what I'm
American way. That's the American way.
saying? You gotta you gotta suffer through it. You gotta.
Listen, if you got the downer and the upper, you're helping.
Well, no. So here we are once
Upper
again.
and the downer, baby. Yeah.
Um, yes. So I don't really do olives like that. So take them off the supreme. But now you see, I saw this ad. This was months ago. I saw this ad on Facebook for Domino's, and it was like this specialty pizza that didn't have marinara sauce, but it has Alfredo sauce. Now, some of y'all know I do not eat Alfredo pasta. I do not like Alfredo sauce. I think it is very rich and it makes me sick to my tummy. However, on this particular pizza, it is so good. And then it has like triple the cheese, and it's got bacon and a little bit of hamburger, and it tastes divine. And there's like garlic something there. I would have to give you the recipe, but anyway, it's so good. She's decadent. She's decadent,
I
but I
love pizza. Pizza first
love it.
loved me
I love
like just like Herbert. What other days we got going on today?
it. It is also National Clean Out Your Computer Day. I was just cleaning out my tabs, so that's and it's also a day for Dr. Flo. He needs to clean off his hard drive. If we
Yeah,
didn't move that big game, then we need to move that. Um,
2 terabytes, like cooked. Now it took me a couple years to cook it, but it's cooked.
Oh, excuse me. National Clean Out Your Computer Day is tomorrow. Sorry, it said it in the same thing. It's
That's
National Boy Scout Day. I know that there's a couple Boy Scouts in the room here. It is
on my
Global
honor,
Movie.
on my duty. I will do my best to God and country.
Oh my lord. I was a Girl Scout. I don't know if you heard that sound from Ross, but he made a disgusted sound. My Eagle Scout in the house. It's loud.
I gave him the pledge, and he had a flashback.
He hated it. He says.
I
He
just
hated
said the pledge, and he went, I didn't even talk about it. I just said the pledge on my honor, on my duty. And he said, we got to talk about
He
that.
didn't want to get the badges. We have to talk about this someday because I thought he was very proud of his Eagle Scout.
Yeah, but it's like it took forever to do every single batch of bits to do that. All this
This is listen, y'all. It's news. It's breaking news.
Oh, you'd be surprised how many disgruntled Boy Scouts there are throughout the country living their lives among us. Boy
Wow.
Scouts of America, in addition to the scandals and things, did a doozy on a whole generation of people.
So many scandals.
And apparently it lives with you.
Apparently, it's right next to me.
Like he goes in about the Boy Scouts of America, and then Poppy goes off about the tacos. I learned this week that my husband throws tacos against the wall. Not in the house. Not in the house.
Speaking of laughing, it is
Okay.
Laugh and Get Rich Day. It's
Laugh-
Laugh and Get Rich Day, folks.
Okay.
It is Molasses Bar Day. That sounds like a day for Minnesota because we make a lot of bursts up here. Boys and bursts, as my old choir director used to say. She'd come into choir rehearsal and she goes, "How was the boys in the bars over the weekend, girls and boys? How were the boys in the bursts?" And we'd be like, just like that.
Were you going to see the boys in the bars on the weekend?
The boys in the bars. I was not going, child.
Okay.
And the bars in Decorah were not it. They were not it at all. Oh my gosh. Wait, you know how we were literally just talking about bagels and lox? It's National Bagel and Lox Day.
It's national. I love bagels and lox.
Congratulations. I think that's the big ones. It's
Have
World
you ever
Marriage.
had pastrami lox?
I don't think I like pastrami.
You don't like you don't like you don't like you don't like pastrami.
I
When
don't
was the
think I
last
like salami or pastrami.
when was the last time you had salami or pastrami?
The last time I decided I didn't like it.
Okay, got it. Well, is it like is it the meat quality or is it the flavor thing? Because that flavor on the salmon, the cold smoked salmon, is amazing. Like I love
I,
pastrami lox.
I feel like pastrami was a texture thing. Does pastrami sometimes have a little bit of a grainy texture to it?
Pastrami, technically, is a type of cured meat. Yes, it does. It does start to cube in your mouth a bit. Yes, it does.
So that would be my issue.
It's the brisket and the way in which it
Yeah.
does it's brine, dried, and seasoned, smoked and steamed. But the way it's going to like fall
No, thank
apart in your
you.
mouth, you're not a fan of that.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah. And also, happy birthday to, I don't know if this is true or not, Saquon Barkley. Happy birthday. I'm sorry you're going to have to lose today. And happy birthday to Tom Hiddleston. Thank you, Tom, for your service and great movies. We appreciate you. Do you not know what movies Tom Hiddleston has been in?
Who is Tom? I gotta Google him too.
This this is Tom. Hang on, we could do this together. This is
Oh,
Tom.
I love him.
He's Loki in the Spider-Man. I mean, in the what are those called? Avengers. Thank you, Ross. Avengers. He's 6'2". Wow.
44 today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Thor. I mean, Loki.
Not Thor at all.
Thor at all.
Not Thor.
All right, y'all. Happy birthday to everybody. I like that he's an Aquarius like me. That's fun. Every Sunday, Tara Priolo Studio and I gather around this idea of the root chakra. The root chakra is part of a chakra system. Chakra is a Sanskrit word for wheel. And the idea is that at certain meridian points or focus points in the body, you begin to turn these wheels that come into alignment to center and ground you from the root to the crown of your energy system. All right. It's not something woo woo or weird. It's just an energy system and a set of ideas and beliefs that you can use in order to help you begin to ground your week and then also to come into your kingdom, queendom, they, them. And so every Sunday we start with the root chakra. And today starts a week of neighborly love. The
Do y'all
root
talk to your neighbors? This is a question for me because I've heard, like, I saw this TikTok video and Stacey Abrams talked about this. It was like a theme last week. I kept running into things about it that were like, just go say hello to your neighbors. And I was like, we don't, like, I think part of it in Minnesota is that for 6 months of the year it's like too cold to like be outside and talk to your neighbors. But I don't talk to my neighbors. Do y'all talk to your neighbors? Let us know.
Let us know in the comments and in the fan mail. I would love to be in harmony with my neighbors, present and even in the past. I have been in situations, grew up in the suburbs of Virginia with very, very lovely neighbors. So I know what it's like to be on great terms with neighbors, to bake pies for them, to give them gifts. And
Me too. And happy birthday to Morgan Miller. That's my unbiological little sister that I grew up next to. Listen, happy birthday to you. It's your birthday today.
happy birthday, Morgan, for
Happy birthday,
sure.
Morgan.
And
I
so
had that when I was a kid too.
there
Yeah.
is a time. I think that this has less to do with not wanting to be neighborly and more to do with I have seen enough about these particular neighbors to know that to be engaged and to do what Stacey Abrams says, and to go and to knock would be to encourage a gossipy kind of energy. Like everybody in the neighborhood kind of talks to one another and talks around one another, and so um, in very similar ways to in New York when the guy downstairs wanted to beat me in the mouth with a brick. It's kind of like I can't be neighborly to these kinds of people because I'm not really sure that it's going to go well every time it goes. So I'd rather just not. And I know that all or nothing is a trauma response, but I think that if you are establishing peace on your lawn and in your home, you don't have to invite anybody into that if you don't want to.
Yeah, I agree. I also get I'm one of those people that when I observe, I like just, you can tell when people want you to talk to them and when they don't, you know? And I get the vibe from a lot of my neighbors that they don't want to talk to me. Like my next door neighbors seem to, like the ones that just moved in, they want piano lessons, so they want to chitter chat. Um, and we've had some conversation with a couple of our neighbors, but like the ones that live directly across the street now, like they get in their car, they get out of their car. There is no like,
Some people do not want to know their neighbors.
yeah, it's
Some
very,
people find a comfort in knowing their neighbors, and other people find a violation of a boundary in knowing their neighbors. And it really depends on, like, once again, the energetics of the individuals. I came here to be integrated into the community fully as family and neighbor. It then evolved into a situation now where I'm a bit of a distant neighbor, but still present to the community in that I am witness to what's happening out my front door and would always want happiness, healthiness, and freedom for all. But I
especially the
think it,
cats, especially the cats.
especially the cats, and there's more babies that are coming online in the spring terror. We've already seen a little white-chested black baby. So
Baby, baby.
yeah, and Penelope's pregnant and is going to
Oh goodness. Good
yeah
for her. Good for her.
throwing that ass.
Oh goodness.
So the root chakra is all about grounding us on Sunday, you guys. It's all about stability. It's also about belonging. And in a strong community, you have to build in trust and mutual support. And that's something that happens from laying really, really, really strong foundations. We have a saying here from AMB's work, move at the speed of trust. And if you do not trust someone, you cannot move fast and you cannot have a solid foundation. I've seen in the last 2 weeks so many business opportunities that could have made millions of dollars fall apart because it just moved a little too fast or a little too slow. And you have to kind of be diligent yet discerning when strengthening community foundations. Tara, I'll let you or ask you to do the mindfulness practice if that's okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely tootly. So y'all know that I like to do 4 beats in, 4 beats out twice in a row. So I'm going to give you what the visualization is, and I'm going to give you the affirmation, and you can choose to uh, focus on whichever makes you feel most comfortable. If you do feel comfortable closing your eyes, then close your eyes, but not if you're driving and not if you're in an unsafe environment. Okay, so today we're going to picture deep red roots extending from your body, connecting you to the foundation of your local community. I just want to put into here that that's usually around nature. Like there's going to be like I was saying about Minnesota. Winter is hard because we're forced inside. It's like 9 degrees outside today. Ain't nobody going outside. But in the summer, we go to all the parks, you know? And the affirmation is I am rooted in my community. I belong and I help others feel the same. So here we go. We're going to breathe in for 4, out for 4 twice in a row. Breathe in and out. Breathe in, picturing those roots. 3, 4, and out. 4. I am rooted in my community. I belong and I help others feel the same. The next part is a community check-in. And listen, I do community check-ins as on my feed all the time. And you know what I say? How are your hearts and how are your minds? And some of y'all are like, we can't have deep communication on the internet. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Our show notes say to check in on your neighbors. Your neighbors are also your internet friends, your internet acquaintances, your internet relations, your internet community. Make sure you're checking in on them too. Greet and check on a neighbor or local small business. Yes, check on the small businesses. Check on the employees at the big businesses too. They ain't okay, child. These people probably getting all the hate in the world because these companies keep rolling back their DEI policies and ain't nobody has any control over that if they happen to be black working for Target. They didn't have any control over that. Okay. They're just the cashier. Be nice. Ask them how they is. Tell them that their teeth look great and that they got nice hair. Okay.
And checking in on a neighbor or a local small business person does not oblige you to paying them any money or coming out of pocket or inconveniencing yourself in any way. It's simply doing an inventory within yourself of what time, talent, and treasure you have. It could be 30 seconds just to say, I see you're awesome working your business. Keep going. I get a lot of that. And just that time that people take in order to be encouraging also goes along with this. Show notes are asking me to share a story of how acknowledging others. I used to be a flight attendant in a former life, and there's a way in which you put uneasy passengers at ease by allowing them to see that they are in capable hands of a strong flight crew. And so by saying, you see that young lady back there, she's going to be 10 rows from you the entire flight. And if anything happens during the flight, you can just ring that bell, and that lady back there, or I will, or the rest of the crew will come and assist you to feel safe. Sometimes recognizing that you are not alone and that you have a team also instills into others and into yourself a stronger foundation of trust. When, Tara, have you simply acknowledged someone else and then it instantly kind of brought a better situation?
Yeah, Flo and I talk about this a lot, that we're like the people that walk into the store and people just go, here's my whole life story on a platter. And you're like, I literally never asked you. You know?
Paul Water was just saying before we started taping, a guy walked up to him in Aldi today and was like, I'm looking for my wife. I'm looking for my wife.
My wife wandered away. I would too if you lost me in the store. Just saying. But something like, I see your stuff, and while I may not like throw a comment or something, I usually see it. And so I think when I start talking to people and I have that sort of like recognition of like, oh, I saw that, or oh, I heard that in the community or whatever, like that builds the foundation of trust because I am constantly absorbing and hearing, and also just know what to say. And it can be time for a nap if that is what we'd like. Yeah, I think I really, the trust thing, I also think it's just being authentic. I think it's showing up in all your authenticity in any space that you go in. And if you're not willing to do that, I understand why people don't trust you. And that doesn't build community. Those are like, I called this out on Deconstruction Junction on Friday too, but like, y'all coaches that say you're building community, but like nobody trusts you, and like, that's not community. That's just people that have paid you. You know?
It's been wild in the last week here to see folks want to be one-to-one or maybe like small group interactive. However, when it comes time to have a group conversation about the group's ascension, it's very silent. And I'm trying to figure out equally how people are going to build in the next phase of society because we went very hyper individual into our own Instagram profiles and our own TikToks. We played this all the way out to the near end of it. And now we're seeing everything skew and swing back towards a need for beloved community and belonging. And a lot of y'all are still in your own me movie, which is fine. I love your portfolios and you do amazing work. However, no one likes one another because they're so busy defending turf.
Right. That's why they play the Super Bowl. Well, listen, well, that's not entirely true. But they do play the Super Bowl. They try to get the Super Bowl somewhere where the home team isn't playing. Now, a few years ago, the Vikings almost made the Super Bowl, like much closer than we did. And the Super Bowl was here in Minneapolis, and the Eagles played. That's why the Minnesota Vikings fans don't like the Eagles fans, okay? Y'all, because y'all came here, you done beat us after the Minneapolis Miracle, and y'all trashed our city, and we wanted you out. That would have been a home game for us. But neutral territory, okay? Tonight's game, neutral territory. I think they're playing in like Las Vegas. No, they're playing in New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Nolans. So anyway, I just like there. You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. No, it's not. You don't need turf. You need people. Build the trust with the people.
Yeah, and there's 19,000 of them in this current town. And I just refuse to believe that they're all wanting to just sit around and complain. There's got to be people who are movement makers and change makers who are ready to do it. And knowing those neighbors here in our city and knowing the neighbors in your city who are passionate about the things you're passionate about, it's always going to strengthen a sense of belonging for you and for me. I want to invite everybody as we land today to set an intention to build stronger roots in the community.
And I haven't even started drinking yet, y'all. Stay tuned for Breakout Room 1 this evening at 5 p.m.
Say to people on the podcast what happened. She started highlighting and going ape shit and bananas in the Google document that I'm reading our show notes from for the week. And I was like, if she highlights and deletes this while I'm reading it, I hope I remember what I'm talking about. But y'all, it was crazy.
Build stronger roots in your community, y'all. You can do that a number of ways. And I just have to re-emphasize here that community is not just IRL. Yes, it is important to like know where safety is. You like your physical safety. That is important. Okay. But it is also important to know who your community is online. So for instance, I'm not a big believer in follow trains, but one of my internet acquaintances, never met this man a day in my life, only had like 2 conversations with him. His name is Kyle. And his handle is at Standing Wave 91 if you want to follow him. He's a violinist and composer. He's a wonderful human. But anyway, every Black History Month he tags Black musicians to follow. And he often tags me. So then I just go through the follow train and I follow everybody in there. And those people have been actually following me back and following me first. And that is also belonging. That is building a strong sense of belonging. Those people are in my stories. I go and I like some of their posts. I comment under their posts. Building community is not hard. It's just not hard. It's not hard. You just have to be willing to put one foot in front of the other and do it. And then the other person also needs to be willing to do that. And then you keep building on that.
And for the people who ask, well, how, Dr. Flo and Priolo, do you do that? How do I build community? I'm so scared. I'm so afraid. I'm so whatever. We have a recipe that you can modify to your own specificity of spice and saltiness. But if you are honest, open, willing, and available, you will find community. It may take you time. There may be closed doors. There may be some incongruencies or some misalignments that happen, or you may discover that things are different than you had expected. However, as long as you keep looking for the spark within honest, open, willing, and available people, you're going to find your community. You're going to find people who want to root to rise with you. And so I'll let Priolo close us out today. But I really do hope that you all have a wonderful week. I hope that you find love in your heart and also a reflection of that love in your heart with the world. It's who
Yes.
we are.
Yes, yes. Join us all week for daily boosts. Dr. Flo's typically on for affirmations and coffee in the mornings. Join us for community building. Call for Charles McNair, email for Charles McNair. Those links are on our website. And stay tuned for the scheduling. And then also, if you're catching this in real time or catching it before the Super Bowl begins, come hang out with us in our Discord server, y'all. We'll be making dinner and hanging out and watching the commercials and crying to the commercials and crying to the Black person who's singing Lift Every Voice and Sing, because we know that that's going to be good, y'all. The national anthem, ain't nobody knows, okay? But the Black national anthem, we all know that's going to be, that's where it's at, okay?
Who's singing the national anthem? Do we ever figure that out? We know Let Us.
John. It says John.
John Batiste, he's a piano guy.
Okay, so maybe he's playing it.
Does
John
he sing?
Batiste, national anthem. He has a recording of it. John Batiste is singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl. That's what it says.
That's what it says. All right, I'll be there for it. You know, I'll have my comment card, ladies.
And we will be actively reviewing commercials. Last year we had ooh ooh Timu, ooh ooh Timu, ooh ooh Timu. The commercial that lasted all of 2024 into 2025. I look forward to finding the number one commercial this year, because y'all know that I really listen. I need my homies to win. I need my homie to win, but also I'm there for the commercials. I don't really. Also, can I just say, I got to say one more thing about the Super Bowl. Andy Reid used to be the coach of the Eagles. Okay. Andy Reid used to be the coach of the Eagles. He is the winningest coach at the Eagles and at Kansas City. That man is an amazing coach and deserved coach of the year. I do not care if he should have gotten it 3 years in a row. That man is amazing. Okay, that's my ending spiel.
We need to talk on Friday in Deconstruction Junction about what you believe makes the foundations of a positive NFL coach. Like, what are the makings of that kind of avatar? Because in order to be on the field or even a little higher up and be able to kind of manage people and to manage a large organization like that is some skill.
Yes, and we can talk about the GMs because that's a whole thing. The general managers are interesting people,
and the old white ladies and the owners, like the old white lady owner died this week that was owning somebody.
Yeah, they own major things. Ross worked for a long time for the Polads. The Polads owned the business that he worked for, or works for still currently. They sold it, but they used to own the Minnesota Twins, which is a baseball team, y'all. So like, it's a whole thing. It's a whole
Big business.
that whole. There's a Venn diagram in the sky. So I look forward to talking about that. And speaking of that, join us for Deconstruction Junction, 4:30 p.m. on Fridays. That's Eastern time. Continue to be anti-racist, be safe, wear a mask, make good trouble, do good work. I love y'all hardcore. You are loved and lovable, and ain't nobody can change that. Joy is the revolution. Step into it and belong to it. And we will see you next time.